less than or equal to 600. So I'm going to carry these down here. Ready? The first one, 10x plus 30y has to be less than or equal to 1200. Nice clean math equation. The next equation, I'm going to have to leave some room because I need to solve that for y. The next equation is just x plus y has to be greater than or equal to 50. Keep your handwriting small, guys. And the last equation is 4x plus 20y has to be smaller than or equal to 600. And that's the money equation. Now we need to solve for x, or for y in order to graph. That is step 3. Make them say y equals. So that's going to be 30y is less than or equal to negative 10x plus 1200. And then that's going to be y is less than or equal to negative 1 over 3x after you reduce 10 over 30 plus 40. That is your first equation. If you want to circle it so you don't lose it, I'm going to put that one in green. The next equation will be much easier to solve for. Just take over the x. Y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 50. That one's ready to go. I'll put an orange circle around it. The last one, take over the x. 20y is less than or equal to negative 4x plus 600. Divide by 20. Y is less than or equal to negative 1/5 when you reduce times x plus 30. Now we need to graph. I will encourage you on this graph, the reason I made, this one I'll make blue. I will encourage you on this graph, the reason I made it so big is so that you get nice pretty answers. Skip by 5s. Okay, going up and going down. Now let's graph y is less than or equal to negative 130 plus 40. So I'm going to go up by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. There's my y-intercept. Now I'm going to go down 1 over 3. Down 1 over 3. I'm going to do this until I reach the end of my graph, and you should as well. Please don't skip steps because that just means you're going to be confused when you come back to me. Take them all the way down like I do. I don't do it because it's a lot of fun. I do it because I know what the answer looks like. So take the green all the way down. Grab some type of ruler and connect. Okay. Now we're going to graph the orange. Go up to 50. So 45, here's 50. Don't be concerned that if you think I'm not going down 1 over 1. I'm technically going down 5 over 5, which is the same thing as going down 1 over 1. Okay, we're just making our graph a little nicer. Alright, double check yours. You can see I had a couple of dots I had to pause the video and erase. Double check them, make sure that you went up to 50 and that you continued down 1 over 1. Okay. Now take your straight edge and connect those. You should have seen that the orange met with the green. Okay? That's going to be one of our vertices, but let's go ahead and graph the blue. So go up to 30. Remember, we're skipping by 5s. Put your y-intercept on there. Now I want you to go down 1 over 5. You should meet the orange one. And then you should meet the green one eventually. I carried mine all the way out to the end of the graph. You should notice I made the graph just long enough for you guys. And we're going to connect blue with blue this time. Okay. So we have orange, green, and blue all graphed. Now we have to figure out where to shade. Since we need to be below the green, I have to shade below the green. Since the orange says greater than, I need to shade above the orange. Since the blue is less than, I need to shade below the blue. So the only place where it's above the orange, below the green, and below the blue is this area down here. A very funny looking quadrilateral area. Shade that area in. It's bounded by green, blue, and orange. Now once you shade that area in, we're finally ready for step number 4 from up here. Step 4 says to find the vertex and test each in the objective function. So I need to find my vertices. Alright, I'm going to put that right above my graph. You ready? Vertices. The first vertice is right here where the green, I see where the blue and the orange intersect. That's over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's 25 and 25. Now we need to find the other corner point, right here. Let's count how many over that is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 over. Remember, those are our t-shirts, and 5, 10, 15 up. That's another vertice. We have 2 more vertices that we need to find. Okay, I see one right here where the blue and the, I see one down here where the green meets at the bottom. We already did the blue and the green. We need to do this green one way down here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 0. So it'd be 120 t-shirts and 0 sweatshirts. And last is this orange dot right here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that would be over, I'll put this point over here. Over 50, up 0. And that would be, that would be your number of t-shirts, again, with your number of sweatshirts. So now that we have our testing points, we need to plug these points into my profit equation. And that's what I mean by plugging them into the objective function. I'm going to draw an arrow so you know that I'm using my profit equation. Ready? And we're going to plug it in. So we need to do 25 and 25 in for x and y. So we do 6 times 25 plus 20 times 25. And we need to see what we get. If you have big handwriting, you might want to do this on a separate piece of paper. Okay? 6 times 25 plus 20 times 25 equals $650. That is the profit if you make 25 t-shirts and 25 sweatshirts. Now we do 75 and 15. So we do 6 times 75 plus 20 times 15. Again, this is $6 profits or 75 t-shirts and $20 profits for 15 t-shirts. Plug that in and you get $750. So that one's better so far, isn't it? So far, this is our option if we want to maximize our profits. Now let's plug in 120 t-shirts. Let's see if it would be best to do 120 t-shirts. So 6, that would mean no sweatshirts whatsoever because they just aren't worth the time and effort pretty much. So 6 times 120, 720. So it's close, but it's not the best. Now the last thing we need to test, which is going to be pretty apparent, is the 50 t-shirts and 0 sweatshirts. That is not going to maximize our profits. So we do 6 times 50 plus 20 times 0, and we may as well just X it out because that's not going to be at all close to these numbers. It's only going to be $300. Now we make our final answer. I'm going to put a star by the best answer, And I'm going to write my answer down below. You ready? My answer is to maximize profits, you need to make 75 t-shirts and 15 sweatshirts. Okay? And then we can say at the bottom, that will give you, or that will profit $750.